Hello everyone, welcome to the next lecture of finite element analysis. So in the last class we started heat transfer problems, and in today's class we are going to solve some more problems on walls and fins. I haven't started the problems on fins yet, and we are still solving the problems on walls. These are composite walls which are made up of two materials. So uh, material 1 which has a thermal conductivity of K1, material 2 which has a thermal conductivity of K2. And I would like to report that these classes are only for mechanical department. These heat transfer problems are only for mechanical department. So this part is not included in the syllabus of civil department. So we are going to solve one more problem on walls. So there are two walls, wall 1 and wall 2. So wall 1 has a thermal conductivity K1 and wall 2 has a thermal conductivity K2, whose values are given in the question. And in this wall, the length of wall 1 is 4 centimeter and length of wall 2 is 2 centimeter. And there is a flux load acting on left face of the wall. The flux load is acting at the left face of wall. Moreover, and the right face of the wall is at 20 degrees centigrade. So this T3 value has been given in the question. So this T3 is 20 degrees centigrade, which is given in the question. Clearly it has been mentioned that the right face is maintained at 20 degrees centigrade. Area of walls are given 1 centimeter square. Q value has been given in the question. So there is first we have to determine the matrix K, which is a combination of conduction and convection. So first conduction matrix for element 1, which is wall 1. So there is only conduction, because thermal conductivity of these materials, there is no convection mentioned in the diagram, and nor it has been mentioned in the question. So we have to only do conduction for element 1. So the conduction matrix formula, we all know that K1 is equals to K into A by L, 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. So for element 1 we have to write down 1 1 1 1. Okay. So K1, which is given in the question, is 0.2, and area 1 and area 2 both are same, so that is 1. Length of element 1 is 4 centimeters, so 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. We can find out this value in the calculator. So this is 0.05. So if I take 0.05 inside the matrix, it becomes 0.05 minus 0.05 minus 0.05 and 0.05. So this is matrix K for element 1. So the element 1 is connecting nodes 1 and 2, and element 2 is connecting nodes 2 and 3. So for element 1 we have to write down 1 2 1 2 here. Similarly for element 2 also has only conduction, there is no convection. So conduction matrix for element 2, so that is K2 is equals to K2 A2 by L2, 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. Okay, these are the formulas, so I am writing it in the box. So we have to substitute K2 A2 and L2 here, which is given in the question. So K2 value is given in the question as 0.06. A2 value is given in the question 1 by L2 is 2 centimeter. So 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. So we can find out this value in the calculator. So 0.06 by 2 is 0.03. So if I multiply 0.03 inside, I'm going to get this. So the element 2 is connecting nodes 2 and 3. So we have to write down 2 3 here and 2 3 here. Now we can find out the global K matrix. So global K, it's going to have 3 rows and 3 columns. 1 2 3 1 2 3. So here we have 0.05 minus 0.05. So all these values we can assemble here. these values. So this is global K matrix. Next, how many types of forces are given in the question? There is only flux load Q is given in the question. So force, only flux load is given. So see the list of formulas. For flux load we have this formula QA 1. But if we see this flux load is acting only on node 1. There is no flux load on node 2. So this is 1, 2. So the flux load is only on node 1. There is no flux load on node 2. That is why the node 2 has to be given 0. Okay. So this Q value is given in the question, that is 5. So Q is equals to 5 into area. Area is 1, 0. So the flux load is 5, 0. So we got force. Now we can find out global force. There is only one force. So global force F is equals to, it's going to have 3 rows. So this is 2 and 3. Sorry, 1 and 2. Because it is on element 1. This load is only on element 1, that 2 only on node 1. So we have at 1 we have 5. There is no load on 0. Third one there is no force. So we got global force matrix, and in the last we are going to substitute in the finite element equation, which is K into T is equals to F. So we got the matrix K. So matrix K is 0.05 minus 0.05, 0, minus 0.05, 0.08, minus 0.03, minus 0.03, 0.03, and T is going to be T1, T2, T3. And force we got 5, 0, 0. Now what is the boundary condition? We have the value of T3. So T3 is equals to 20 degrees centigrade is boundary condition, which we have. This is given. So T3 should not be calculated, and we can delete this row. So we have to find out only T1 and T2, so we can delete this T3. But what about this corresponding, since we have deleted the row 3, what about the corresponding column 3? Can we delete that? No, because this value is not 0 and this is going to get multiplied with this one. So we have to send these two elements on the right side, like we have solved in the last problem. So this is 0.05 minus 0.05 minus 0.05, 0.08 into T1, T2 is equals to 5, 0 plus these two values. So 0 gets multiplied with the last value T3, and it's going to get added here. So 0 into T3 is 20, and minus 0.03, if you send it to the right side, it becomes plus. So plus 0.03 into T3 is 20. So 0.03 into 20. This is how we are going to solve these kind of problems. So from this we have two equations now. So the first row gets multiplied with the first column. So 0.05 T1 minus 0.05 T2 is equals to 5 plus 0, 5, equation 1. The second equation is minus 0.05 T1 plus 0.08 T2 is equals to 0 plus 0.03 into 20. So 0.03 into 20 is coming out to be 0.6. So this is 0.6. This is equation 2. Now we have two equations and two unknowns. We can find out this using calculator. So 0.05 minus 0.05, 5, minus 0.05, 0.08, 0.6. So the value of, let me check this. Yeah. So the value of T1 we are getting it as 286.66 degrees centigrade, and the value of T3 is 186.06 66 degrees centigrade. Okay. So these are wall problems. There could be 3 walls as well in the final exam. You can go through the previous papers, and if you have any doubts, you can reach out to me. However, the methodology still remains the same if you have 2 walls or 3 walls. So you are going to have 4x4 matrix for 3 wall problems. And we are going to start the next type of problems now, that is problems on fins. Yeah, if you see the list of formulas, we haven't used the third formula, that is in forces. There are 3 type of forces. Yeah, in K, we have the conduction matrix Ka by L 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. Next is convection matrix 1 0 0 1. And in forces we have I'm just quickly recollecting what we have studied about in the walls problems. In the force we have the convection force in the linear direction, the heat flux load, and the convection load in the lateral direction. See, these two are convection loads. This is in the linear direction and this in the lateral direction. But in K matrix, I have only given you the matrix of this convection in the linear direction. We also have the convection in lateral direction, especially in case of fin problems. So that formula is HPL by 6 2112. Okay. So this what is the difference between linear and lateral? So let's say this is a fin and you have H load here. So this is lateral. So this is H and TF. This is lateral because it is in the vertical direction and the member is in the linear direction. And if you have H force here, and this is H1 TF1, this is H2 TF2, this is the linear direction. So in this type of problems, so lateral direction we have to take this in K matrix and this in F matrix. In linear direction you have to take this, which you have already taken in the wall problems, and this in the force matrix. Okay. So we are going to solve these fin problems. I am going to solve it from the previous paper so that it builds your confidence. So just add one more formula in the list of your formulas, which is the matrix K if H is given in the lateral direction. So I am taking the first question. Okay, this question has been asked in 2017 for 10 marks. This is a problem on fins. You can go through the previous papers. The question number 15. Okay, the diagram has been given in the question. Determine the temperature distribution. Determine the temperature distribution. I'm writing only in the short form. Determine the. This is in the paper 2017 and this has been asked for 10 marks. Determine the temperature distribution. We have to find out the temperature distribution. Okay. So first, this diagram has been given. This is a fin, a circular fin basically. So the diameter of this fin is given K value is given in the question. K is given as 50 watt per meter degree centigrade, and D is given 0.01 meters, and the length of this fin is given 2 meters. Distribution with two elements. Okay, take two elements is given in the question, with two elements. Fine. The diameter of this fin is given. Okay, I'm going diameter already I have written here. Okay, so H, the H load is acting here, which is given in the question, the diagram along with the diagram. So H is equals to 200 watt per meter square degree centigrade, and the temperature T infinity is given. T infinity and TF both are same. Because we are using TF, I am going to write down TF here. So TF is equals to 800 degree centigrade. That's it. In the question, he has clearly given us to divide it into two elements. So I am going to divide it from the center. So element 1 will have length 1 meter and element 2 will have length 1 meter. See, I am making the changes with the red pen. Whatever that is given in the black pen. I am going to make the changes which I am doing, and that has not been given in the question with the red pen. So 1 meter I am taking that as length element 1, and remaining half I am taking as element 2, because clearly in the question he has given us to divide into two elements. If it's not given also, you can divide it into two elements or any number of elements. So divide it into two elements, the problem will become shorter for you. Okay, so I am going to solve the problem. First, the matrix K, which will be there because this is a solid material. Solution, element 1, conduction matrix plus lateral convection matrix. If you see on element 1, this H is there. Okay, so that is lateral convection matrix. Conduction is because of this solid material, so it will be there for every problem. So conduction matrix formula we know, Ka by L, 1 minus 1 minus 1 1, and lateral convection matrix, see the formula, HPL by 6, it is 2 1 1 2. Okay, yes. So K value is given in the question, 50 into area is given. Okay, area we can calculate from diameter. So area is equals to pi by 4 d square, because it is circular in cross section. So pi by 4 into 0.1 square, and that's coming out to be 7.85 3 into 10 power minus 3 meters square. So we got area 7.853 into 10 power minus 3 by length of element 1 is 1 meters plus, into 1 minus 1 minus 1 1 plus H. H is given in the question, 200. Perimeter, what is perimeter of circle? 2 pi r. So 2 into r is diameter, 2 times of diameter, radius is diameter, so pi d. So pi into d is given in the question, pi into 0.01. So that is pi into 0.01, that's coming out to be 0.0314. Okay, perimeters will be in terms of meter. So perimeter 200 into perimeter we got as 0.0314 into length is 1 by 6 2112. So we got the K matrix for element 1 now. We can find out this value in the calculator. So we are getting this as 0.3926. So if I am sending it inside, that becomes 0.3926 minus 0.3926 minus 0.3926, 0.3926, plus I am going to find out this value in the calculator. 200 into 0.0314 into 1 by 6. 1.04. So if I am sending it inside the matrix, I am going to get 2 into 1.04, 2.08, 2.08, 1.04, 1.04. So I can add these two matrices. So the corresponding elements will be added. Two point four seven, 2.47, 0.64, here also 0.64. So my element 1 is connecting nodes 1 and 2. So I am going to write 1, 2, 1, 2 here. Similarly, for element 2, we have again conduction within and convection of this matrix. So for element 2, K2. So this we are going to denote by K1. K2 has conduction matrix again plus convection matrix. So the conduction matrix formula again will remain same, Ka by L, 1 minus 1 minus 1 1, and convection matrix is HPL by 6 2 1 1 2. So K is same for both the elements because both are made up of same material. So K is 50. Cross section area will also be same, that is 7.85 into 853 into 10 power minus 3 by length of element 2 is again 1. Okay. So all these values are same for element 2 also. So these values are all same for element 2. So again we are going to get the same K2 value. So I am not going to solve it once again. You can solve it in the exam. Okay, so K2 again I am going to get the same 2.47, 0.64, 0.64, 2.47. So element 2 is connecting nodes 2 and 3. Okay, so we got K1 and K2. Now we can find out global K. So it's going to have 3 rows and 3 columns. So assemble these values inside global K. So it's going to have 3 columns, 1, 2, 3 and 3 rows. 2.47, 0.64, so this is global K. Next we have to find out force matrix. So the force matrix okay, so after we find out the global K matrix, we have to find out the force matrix. So there is only one type of force, H force, which is acting in the lateral direction. So force F for element 1 in the lateral direction. So what is the formula for force F in the lateral direction? HPTL by 2 1 1. So this is acting in the lateral direction. So for element 1 H is given 200 into perimeter we got 0.0314 into temperature of this H is 800 by 211. So on element 2 it is acting on first node also, second node also, so we don't have to put 1 and 0 here. So we can find out this value in the calculator. Similarly for element 2 we are going to get the same H which is acting in lateral direction. So HPTL by 2 11. So length is again 1, so into 1 we can leave that. So 200 into 0.03 into T is again 800 into length of element 2 is also 1 by 211. So both of these values are same. So we can find out one of these values. So 200 into 0.0314 into 800 divided by 2. So we are getting this as 2512. So 2512. This one is also 2512. Again we have here 2512, 2512. So we got the H matrix. Okay. So we are going to assemble this H matrix. So after assembling this, we are going to get 2512, 2512 plus 2512, 2512. So this is my force matrix. So F we got K, and after substituting in K into T is equals to F, we are going to get the temperatures. So that's it for today. If you have any doubts, you can reach out to me. Thank you.